we both deserve it all.
Right, it's a pretty beautiful, cold, fallish, winterish morning in Chicago. So I was borrowing a camera and currently have a new one now so that I don't have to run into this issue of a camera lens being broken and have to pay for it. So that's nice. So now I won't have to worry about that anymore, but I still do have to take care of fixing that broken lens. So I'm running downtown real quick, get that fixed, going back to work, and then after work, I go to the climb gym for my last workout before the trip. I'm on the 10th floor of some very random building in the middle of downtown Chicago that has a little kind of tiny camera repair office. So just dropped off the lens, about to head back down. See what the damage is tomorrow. Right, that is done. Now time to head back to work, and then to the gym, and then a few days rest, and heading down to the city. But one big kind of little bottleneck is we're trying to figure out the ride situation right now because the guy that I thought was going to be driving, actually his car isn't working too well. But there's no way I'm going to miss this, so I got to make that happen. All right. Slow days at the coffee shop can be tough because then I can get to thinking a little bit too much. This is why I'm trying to get more into meditation. And then by this time, I got my eyes twitching and I'm mind tired. I can just feel the fogginess in my head that's not normally there early on in the day. And I believe there's this thing called willpower, or certainly how much mind output you can get before you just get bogged down and your brain just gets tired. My body's okay, but my brain's tired. And I feel throughout the day you use that, right? And then near the end of the day, it's sapped up if you don't pay attention, if you're not more present in the moment. I'm trying to be more present in the moment. Because I'm definitely getting really, really nervous about my project that's coming up this weekend. Will I send? How far will I get? Can I pull it off? Is all this training going to be worth it? And all these doubts start to flood in, and I think it's important to just kind of settle and be okay with those feelings, but really trust your training and just enjoy it and get excited about just doing the best you can. But yeah, I'm about to head over to First Ascent and I'm gonna go train somebody. I got a Redpoint Training client. It should be fun, should be good. I'll see if she's cool with being on camera to kind of show you a little bit about how that works out. Just using the card on file?
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready? Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Gonna get strong? I have a lot of stuff in the package you're going to get at the end that you can kind of do your own research and kind of double check anything, but I'm always here if you ever want to email me. So yeah, let me grab you a little step stool so you can start at the top. But basically what we're doing here is we're testing your general finger strength. I see you've been climbing for 4+ years?
Yeah.
Or around the sport for that long at least?
Yeah, probably 10 years, but on and off.
All right, so this is great. So that means you're going to have a lot to gain with your finger strength if you haven't done any finger training yet, have you?
Not really. I had a hangboard for some period of time, but...
Yes. Well, you're going to get to learn how to use that and get way stronger. You're going to control each hold for about 8 seconds. And once you get down to the 9, you can stop. And if you are able to hold all of these, I'm going to give you a little break, and then we're going to actually start doing weighted hangs. Yeah, and so what I want to see is open hand only, no crimping.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right. 2. Okay, Quinn. Nice. Shake out the fingers. Take a few seconds break. Do you mostly do half to full cramps when you climb?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it depends on the situation.
And the goal here is to not injure you during the assessment. So it's beneficial to not do full cramps whenever you can. But if you need to, obviously it's up to you if you want to put your attendance through that stress. But it's always generally good to either half or open. Always open if you can. If you need the half, do the half. This is only direly, you can't hold on unless you do it. But anybody longer than 2 to 3 years, I can actually give them a good, nice set mark so then they can train and they can come back and try it again and see how they do. Cool? Cool. All right, let's begin. Go for a 10-second count. And drop. Okay, I'm gonna give you a rest interval of a minute. Big thing with strength is there's never enough rest. because you're never going to feel that tired with your tendons. It's all be powered out, and it's easy to injure yourself that way. That's why you hear so many people saying, oh, I injure myself on campusing or hangboarding. It's usually because they don't give themselves enough rest or do too much.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It's like,
I agree.
yeah. Also, just wanted to thank Ellie for being a good sport, letting me film this session. I just kind of wanted to get a little kind of teaser out there for people wondering what Redpoint is who haven't done it yet. This portion is going to be your supplemental, so basically what we're trying to do here is see any climbing specific strength or weaknesses when it comes to your non-climbing side. And so what I like to see is specific core stuff that you would use in climbing, so that's leg raises. And we might augment that as well in the future if we find other pieces that are vital, because we have an hour and a half to figure out where exactly can we help you improve. And so that's why we've boiled it down to just a few exercises. So leg raises is one. We're gonna do pull-ups as one. We're gonna do lock-offs in pull-up form as one. I know some of them aren't extremely climbing specific, like you wouldn't actually lock off like this on a climb, but it gives us a close relation to where you're physically at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool, so we'll start with leg ups to give your arms a break a little bit. So basically I just want to see you do matching ladders. You're going to go up, match, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just go up to 5 if you can, and then drop down.
Okay. Do I need to like alternate?
You can kip your feet as much as you want. It's all about kind of explosiveness. Nice. And I'm going to give you a minute or so rest, and then I'm going to have you do it again, but with the other hand. Give you a little bit more of a break, and then I'm gonna have you do them on the big rungs, just every other. So you're gonna go like this. Do you feel okay? Does everything feel okay? All right. I always wanna double check. I don't wanna hurt anyone or wear anyone out. Yeah, what I told you? Yep. Try to do that one. Keep moving through it. Nice. Okay, that's all right. We'll stop you there as that's your max. So right now it looks like you have really strong fingers, but you have little to no power.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because that means you have a lot to gain.
Yeah. That was like my
Yeah,
main thing.
yes, exactly. And so we're gonna focus a lot on power and improving, obviously, your finger strength, and I would say core would be best for you. So I'm basically testing your aerobic fitness, which is basically how well the blood can distribute oxygen and get rid of toxins while you're climbing. And that's very light level. It's the light energy side of your energy systems. So I'm starting to build circuits here that we're just not gonna untape. We're gonna use the same circuits so you can come back and test yourself in the same circuits. Newer climbers to just like climbing any holds will step on the wrong holds, will grab bad hand holds, and they'll pump out quicker. So I actually built in all the black tape are generally decent holds, because I wanna see you not pump out. We're supposed to be doing aerobic here, and eventually it's gonna get hard when I lower it. So clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever you wanna do, and then start whenever. Yeah, but it really depends on like why you're dieting and what you're training for. Yeah, so when it comes to that, I'm actually well researched in that topic, because I'm training for a pretty hard route right now, and I was dieting initially for it. It's not at that point yet, and I'm trying to climb 513. So you don't have to worry about diet until it's pulling you off the wall, basically. Well, not even that. Look up your BMI. If you're right in the middle, you're good to go. If you want, for fitness reasons, to drop down to the low end of your BMI, it's okay, but you generally start to lose power, and it actually works against you. And so I was starting to lose a little bit of power, and I can tell I wasn't quite recovering like I should have when I was dieting. But the nice thing is, like, I did it for a little while, so I built that habit, so that if I start building a gut when I get older, I know how to cut it back down, because I spent 2 months on a diet, and I was pretty strict, and I was good with it, and I was motivated to do it. But you do make a lot of sacrifices, and it's only worth it when you really need to do it. So wait until you actually think you need it, and I don't think you need it yet. That being said, The one that I suggest would be similar to like paleo or low carb, but it's called slow carb. Tim Ferriss came up with it, and this is my opinion once again. Can't give any real nutritional advice, but what worked well for me was the slow carb diet or the keto diet, ketogenic. How many days are you looking to come in that you want to actually focus on getting stronger as well?
Well, weekdays is pretty easy for me,
So 4 to 5 is starting to push it as like a lot of volume. You can get to overuse. So we think more volume, less intensity. But if you do less days, try to bring the intensity up. So it's always a teeter-totter. You can never perform at a high level 4 to 5 days a week. You gotta bring the intensity down. So generally, I would say 4 to 5 when you're doing endurance or like your aerobic work, and then 3 to 4 when you're doing strength or like power stuff. And then now it comes down to, it seems like you're committed to coming in enough. How much do you want to train?
I just want to like get good as fast as possible and keep improving.
Yeah, totally. I would say you have to focus at least 3 times a week on training. So that means during the week, maybe it can be your training days, and then weekend can be your climbing days. But if you wanted to be even more focused, I can build you a plan that basically you're more bouldering training, which I think you should do. And then you're doing rope to near the end of your training. So like, let's say for the first 6 to 8 weeks, you're gonna be training on boulders. But I'll have you do circuits like you're doing up there as well. And then near the end of the season, you're gonna be doing more roped work, but it's all gonna kind of come together. Because I think you can gain a lot from fingerboarding and bouldering and canvassing. And then I will add endurance in there, obviously, to kind of bring it all together, but I can make kind of a fully fledged program for you. You'll see hangboard, and then you go to hangboard, and it kind of explains the workout here up top. And then these are the different holds you're gonna use. And then limit bouldering is gonna be under bouldering, as it explains it. And these are the different phases because it's just great to be consistent with one thing and then always generally change it up. Because then you're gonna start to build really strong endurance, and then you switch it up and then you start working the strength. But what I'll do here is I'll actually give you some workouts to kind of maintain the endurance you built up. Right, so that assessment was pretty cool. It was actually really, really in-depth because I've improved it and added some features to it. Now I gotta figure out how to condense it a little better and make it a little bit more quick and efficient, because I wanna make sure it's thorough and well done, and she can have this plan, take it and go do her thing. But yeah, that was a little bit mentally taxing, but I'm good to go. It's a little bit late, it's almost like 9 already, so I'm definitely gonna be here till close, finishing my training. But I'm celebrating a little thing. I got endorsed. Problem Solver Boards. They're a hangboard company out of Sweden, and they basically specialize in portable hangboards, right? Something you can bring pretty much anywhere and hang up and either get warmed up or get a little session in. And this is their other tool, the triangle tool, which you can basically add to a lat machine and pull with it. Let's say you wanted to do like a crimp, right? But I don't actually know how much is left on my SD card because I ended up with the smaller one on this camera. So it might just randomly die, and if so, this is the end of the episode.